Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today we have the Dumber Mini. I'm very happy about this device. Per my testing, it has been very good. And if they're able to figure out some quirks with North America, is going to be an extremely affordable and great competitor for the region. Let's first get started with the frequently asked questions. As you can see, this is more of a hybrid device as it has a store, but the store doesn't have everything that you want or is not the full Google Play Store. So I think it still deserves that kind of hybrid and a little bit more locked down version for the device. It is a T9 device, so when it comes to the hardware, it has a very nice polycarbonate finish. It says here Dumber OS. It has a camera protrusion. The only probably thing that I don't like hardware-wise, of course, it doesn't also have a 3.5 millimeter headphone jack. That would have been appreciated, but just the reality of the world nowadays, the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack in this slim of a package would have been a little bit difficult. It does come with a USB-C port, however, so that is definitely appreciated. And it does have D-pad compatibility without any issues. The D-pad is actually quite nice and you can navigate without having to use the touchscreen. They actually include a utility on their software that you can disable the touchscreen completely. So you also can go into the media volume, call volume, notification volume, and adjust them without having to use the touchscreen. So this is a big plus, in my opinion, that the software is being engineered from the ground to not have to use the touchscreen at all. Now, it does have a touchscreen if you want to use it, but you don't have to. And that is my personal favorite thing, is that you are not forced to use the touchscreen. Is more of, do you want to or do you need to, depending on the apps that you're going to load. But for the utilities that it comes with, you do not have to use the touchscreen at all. You can also sideload applications if that's what you are into. And I personally have put D-pad SMS, which we will go through in just a second, for the D-pad functionality and the keyboard. And like I said, it comes with an app store. It's called More Apps, and they include curated apps that are essentially non-distracting, but more of a utility. You have SIP calling, you have essentially a different repository of applications that you can install without having to go find the APK and having to sideload it. And it's a pretty extensive list. I'm not going to go through everything, but I haven't seen anything that is like Instagram or Facebook or stuff like that that is going to take away your time. It's more utilities like calendars or weather, as you see right there, or maybe an audio player, note-taking devices. This is an app that allows you to essentially listen to YouTube Music or LibreOffice. And most of the apps that are found in this specific app store are open source. They do have Spotify in the app store because a lot of people request it. But again, you do not have to sideload it, or you don't have to load it with your app store device. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. But if you want it, it is there. But again, I don't think anyone's going to be doom scrolling. Spotify is more of a utility. It does also come with WhatsApp, which is a utility that many of you use, and it works pretty great. Again, I was texting my mom earlier today, and kind of going through like the different things, and you're able to navigate, listen to all of the different things that you want, and it works excellently. So again, I haven't used the touchscreen so far, except telling you that the touchscreen is there, so you can navigate and have all of the utilities that you need everywhere. The device does come with T9 predictive text. So whenever you're going to type a message, you can go into the message. And as you see right here, hello, this is Jose. And the clickiness, oh, I did not put Jose there. And the clickiness is actually nice. It's quite deep. But I do have a qualm here, and this may be just a my unit defect. I don't necessarily know. There is a very minor gap here at the bottom. You can see the light from the backlight because it is a backlit keyboard, which is, again, thoroughly appreciated. But there's a very minor gap right here. This may be my unit. So again, maybe production units will not have this defect. But I am concerned that maybe dust or particles will get in there and then it will render the keyboard unusable. So I have provided this feedback in writing to the team so that they can make sure that their here bottom side of the keyboard does not have this issue. But as you see right here, you can go around and type, and then you can, hello, you can send a message, you can schedule it because that is functionality that we have on D-pad SMS. You can go and save the number, etc., etc. But the typing experience is excellent, and I thoroughly like the physicality, weight, just overall performance of the device. It is quite snappy. You can get around the different menus. If I were to critique it in a way, is the D-pad is a little bit cramped to a degree, but it is nothing noticeable that I would say is a deal breaker. If anything, it's one of the better devices. I think it compares very well with the Xiaomi F21 and with the Sidephone. So these probably two devices are more than likely going to be your top choices in this T9 environment. But right now, for example, with the Sidephone, you do have to use the touchscreen, although they are coming with a D-pad enabled keyboard. But one of the advantages of the Sidephone is that you are not locked into one layout configuration. So both of these devices have very similar specs. They work pretty similarly. They're pretty fast, etc., etc. But one of the advantages of the Sidephone, if you have been thinking about it, should I get a Dumber Mini or a Sidephone, is that you can remove the tile and introduce a different one. So if you want the QWERTY tile, you can use the QWERTY tile. If you want to use the T9 tile, you can use the T9 tile, or the upcoming gaming tile, or the upcoming D-pad tile. So more versatility, definitely the Sidephone. The Sidephone is definitely more weight. It has more weight on the device, and it does have more of a flush finish. Again, this camera protrusion is not my favorite, so you're definitely going to have to put a case so that it sits flush. At least in my opinion, is going to be better. And maybe you were planning to put a case on it either way. I do like that, again, all of the utilities are reachable via the D-pad, and you're going to be able to set up pretty much every app, and they're developing apps and shipping updates. This is the biggest part of the project for Dumber OS. They do not only ship utilities that are helpful, but they also do have updates extremely frequently. So that is one of my favorite parts, and also the app blocker. Let's say that you, for some reason, decide to install Instagram, and then you're like, no, I do not want this in my life. Now you can go to the app blocker. You can set up a pin. I'm going to continue without pin to show you the functionality. And you're going to add or remove the blocked apps. This is a regular block, like a time block, but it is way harder than screen time. Or you can permanently block apps, which means that if you do this, you will not have access to this app. And the only way to have access to this app again is by doing a factory reset, which I do not think that you want to do that. So whenever you block an app, like let's say Instagram or whatever, let's say that you decide to sideload it in a moment of difficulty or whatever, but you don't want it on your phone, you can permanently block it. And the only way to get it back is by doing a factory reset. Although you also have the more, regular block, which is via pin. It's a harder block than screen time, and you can just lock it and say, hey, you know what? I don't want this right now. I don't need it right now. I need to go into the settings in order to do this. And you can also set a pin or let somebody else set a pin for you. Again, very happy about this device, very happy about the hardware. I'm going to show you some samples of the camera right now. Nothing super special, but it is workable. It's actually quite nice compared to something like the Sidephone. Very similar, very adequate for a device of this price and of this feature set. Very happy with the team, very happy with the software, very happy with the hardware. Overall, this is one of the winners of 2026. Not only the device has open source software, it works globally. And again, there are some finicky issues right now in the North America region. So by the time that they figure it out with the pre-order, they probably will not have any of these issues. But even then, I will only recommend it with T-Mobile or AT&T. The thing is that, and even then with AT&T, only with the MVNOs. So as you know, here in North America, we need extra certifications because carriers like to be a monopoly. So that is a bummer. So T-Mobile is going to work flawlessly. It has recognized all of the SIM cards, but we have had some issues with calling and, getting some of that extra text messaging experience. I've been able to text, I've been able to call, but then right now it boots me out of the network because it doesn't recognize the IMEI. They're working through that. They're making sure that all of the certifications are done properly, and hopefully in the future they will not have any issues. I am reviewing this as if I were in Europe, but with the knowledge that they're coming to America as well. So global device, very nice hardware, excellent software with specific configurations that allow you to not need to use the touchscreen. Very much a winner. Very happy with this device, and I am excited for the future of this company. If you have any questions about this device or any of the other devices that I have reviewed, make sure to put them in the comments below. I'll be interacting with you guys, and I will probably do a live stream in the future with this device so that, we can go through the paces and put more things in it. But highly recommend that you take out this device, you pre-order it. It's definitely going to be one of the best hybrid phones of 2026. The only other one being the side phone. So if you're deciding between these two, it's essentially which one do you like better? Do you want the versatility of the different tiles, or do you want just the T9 version and that is sufficient for you? I hope you enjoyed this review. We'll see you in the next one.